What's up? What's up? What's up, good people? Welcome to the latest edition of Terrible Towel Tuesday. I am your host, SimFBallCritic, and we're going to jump right into it. You guys know I'm trying to do the speedy thing on Terrible Towel Tuesday, trying to make it no more, well, we're shooting for 30 minutes, but no more than 35 minutes, guys, the in and out for Terrible Towel Tuesday. But welcome to the latest episode, man. I appreciate you guys, and like always, before we get started, I'm going to ask you guys to definitely hit that like button, guys. We're going to remind you that a few times. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Cut on your notifications. All that good stuff. And we're going to do a quick roll call before we jump into all of the footage and all of those type of things. So really quick. Shout outs to Joe Massa. He's first. Naiz, Champagne Poppy, MC Sporter. Tony, MC Sporter says, go Pack now. Go somewhere else. Get out of here. This is a Steelers podcast. Don't be in here talking about other teams. Jesse Williams, Mariana Papa, Send the Producer, Debbie. What's up, Debbie? And the Hawk, Boulevard Ware, and Alexis Black, more AGWS, and that's it. That's it for right now. But hopefully more of you guys will file in as we continue to run through this thing. As you guys always are seeing me pan to the right or what have you, looking at the computer and looking at the camera. Y'all know the routine by now. But anyway, man, just going to give you guys a quick rundown. Let me look at the list, what I have up on the list here. What we're going to mainly talk about, man, is I'm going to give you guys a quick word from Tomlin. I'm going to play a quick word from Tomlin in this particular video because it's something that I want to discuss in that area. We also will talk about a little bit of the injury report, man, some of the guys we need to keep our eye on, things like that. You know, give some quick thoughts of the last game, put that past us. We'll look at some of the All-22 from the last game, and then we'll take a look at, you know, looking ahead at the Carolina Panthers. The Denver Broncos, looking ahead at the Denver Broncos, what we'll need to do to secure victory. I'll be willing to take some calls if you guys are available. I got something funny that you guys would probably laugh at as far as the calls. You know, I got my reminders already pre-built at the 2-minute mark, and then if you get to 3 minutes, I got a reminder there. So I'll be willing to take calls 2 to 3 minutes, guys. We want to cap it off at no more than 3 minutes. Use Skype. If you want to come on, you have to send me a friend request on Skype. It's SimFBallCritic, same name, you know, SimFBallCritic. Send me a request. If you're already a contact on Skype, shoot me a quick chat. Let me know you want to come on, and we'll bring you on during that segment. So let's dive into it. So what do we want to talk about first? Let's be quick here. Watching the game again, man, there were some things I liked, some things I didn't like. Again, offense started very slow. You know, the 3 and outs early on in the, you know, the early series, and we basically had 3 and outs for the most part for 3 consecutive drives. Okay, we were able to hold the Jaguars to 6 points in that time, but then there was a time where they started gouging us in the run. You know, watching the game again, you know, again, I take back a little bit of what I said on Sunday. It didn't look as bad as it was, but it still was bad. You know, there was a time, I believe it was their 4th offensive possession, where they had consecutive runs for 10 or more yards, back to back, gouging us up the middle. And, you know, it's just not good to see that. You know, we got to definitely get back to being able to cap the run a little bit. Kudos to us for not giving up a 100-yard rusher yet. Well, I don't think we have lately. I can't say the whole season. I don't remember. But we've done relatively well against the run per person. But I just don't like the average that we gave up against the Jaguars. You know, Fournette having 95 yards. I think Hyde at 44 or 48, something like that. And then Yeldon had a few. And then, you know, Blake Bortles. There were 2 situations where we lost containment with Blake Bortles that allowed him to, you know, get the first down on a 3rd down. So we definitely got to work a little more on that. But outside of that, man, I like the effort of what I saw from the team. There was a no-quit mentality, a no-quit attitude. They got the job done. We got to look at that. You know, I talked about it on Sunday night. Listen, championship teams, man, are the teams that can win ugly games and on the road. Because remember, you know, we used to talk about bad Ben Roethlisberger, you know, bad Ben on the road. You know, and we've got to say now that the Steelers have done a relatively decent job on the road in this, you know, portion of the season at 7-2-1. You know, it hasn't always been pretty, but we've gotten it done. And I asked the question, are we becoming a more well-rounded team? Are we becoming a balanced team? You know, we're starting to see a defense that's stout. You know, we did bend a little bit early in that game, but then we buckled down. And we got to talk about, you know, the Jaguars being a little scared or a little cautious with Blake Bortles. And I'm going to play a piece from Tomlin's conference. You guys are going to hear that. But overall, man, I love the effort, how they rebounded. I mean, starting from the third quarter, about 3 minutes left. From there on, the Steelers made me proud. You know, when I actually was able to get back here and watch the game, listening to the game or following the game online when I was out, you know, away from home live, I just didn't understand what was happening. And I was so surprised when I actually was able to see the last 2 plays by the Steelers. Couldn't believe that they came back and won that game. But again, I saw some good things. I saw a couple things we're definitely going to have to work on. You know, again, trying to bottleneck the run a little more, things like that. Starting a little faster. Let's not go back to the slow starting offense. You definitely don't want to be at that point at this time of the season where you should be peaking. You know, you should be leveling up. So I don't want to see that. But for the most part, man, again, getting the monkey off our backs, played a relatively good game, solid comeback, showed resiliency. It showed that everyone was on the same page, and you got to give credit to everybody involved, you know, the coaches and everyone. So there you have it. So really quick, I'm going to definitely play you guys a quick clip, and I'm going to grab my headphones here because I want to hear it as well. This is from Tomlin's press conference today. Oh, here's a funny thing I wanted to mention, and I meant to mention this to you guys before the game, actually. Wouldn't it have been funny if Landry Jones would have came in that game and won? Or if he would have started? Wouldn't that have been quite the story? If Landry Jones would have faced off against the Steelers and would have won? That would have been crazy, right? But anyway, guys, hold tight real quick. Let's pull up. Let me make sure I pull up the right browser here. There it is. And we're going to play a little bit from Coach Tomlin. I want you guys to listen to every single thing he says here. Y'all ready? Let me make sure it comes up in the stream. There it is. All right, let's have a listen.
You got a couple down and distance and clock management situations that worked out for you that you made decisions on, like, for instance, not using the timeout before the 2-minute warning, and also the decision to make them go for it again on 3rd down and not having on that holding penalty. Do you have guidelines in your head as to a certain amount of time before the 2-minute that would tick away if you decide to call the timeout before the 2-minute? And similar question about the down and distance, when to accept a holding penalty in that regard.
You know, all of those things are interrelated. They're very complex. It happens fast in the midst of the game, and I aggressively play and play to win. You guys know me, man. I've stood up here long enough. I don't care about this setting. I don't care about these podiums. I don't care about, you know, playing it by the book, if you will. I get my feel based on what I'm looking at in stadium and what I believe needs to be done to give ourselves a chance to win the game. And I'm going to be aggressive in pursuit of it. You know, in regards to the acceptance of the penalty, I wanted to see why they avoided 3rd and long so hard in that football game. You know, I'm just joking.
Y'all heard that, right? Hold on. Let me rewind that because I want y'all to catch that part again. Let me rewind it. I won't interrupt again, but listen to his explanation verbatim, okay? Verbatim. Actually, I'm going to bring it back a little bit further. Let's get it started.
It happens fast in the midst of the game, and I aggressively play and play to win. You guys know me, man. I've stood up here long enough. I don't care about this setting. I don't care about these podiums. I don't care about, you know, playing it by the book, if you will. I get my feel based on what I'm looking at in stadium and what I believe needs to be done to give ourselves a chance to win the game. And I'm going to be aggressive in pursuit of it. You know, in regards to the acceptance of the penalty, I wanted to see why they avoided 3rd and long so hard in that football game. You know, I'm just joking. I knew why they were avoiding 3rd and long. That's why I took the penalty. And you see what happened when they snapped that ball. That team was working extremely hard to stay on schedule. We needed splash plays to provide our offense potentially the short field in an effort to win the game. We weren't going to get splash plays on 3rd and 2. So you move them back to 3rd and 10, and you get after them, and maybe you sack fumble them, maybe you pick it. That's how the game goes. I'm not apologizing for that. In regards to the 2-minute, man, I knew that they were going to run the ball on 3rd down. So I wanted to save a timeout because that's how the game had unfolded for them. Some people are going to throw the ball on 3rd down and try to win the game right there. I knew that they were going to run the ball on 3rd down. So if we stopped them, I knew the clock would be running and I would need a timeout. So, you know, just thought processes. Again, I understand that minutia. I understand how what we do is evaluated in today's ball. There's too many talk shows and things of that nature not to analyze it in that way, but I do not care. I'm trying to win. A year ago, we were in a shootout. I onside kicked them. This time around, we weren't in a shootout. I kicked it deep. I look at what I do in stadiums to win, and I'm going to aggressively pursue victory for this football team.
Hey, man, I'm going to give Tomlin a round of applause. Now, here's the reason why I played that. And we might go a little past 30 minutes tonight because I'm already looking at the time. But we're going to try to keep it quick. Listen, let me read between the lines for you guys in case there's some that don't understand what just happened there. Tomlin don't care about what everybody thinks. That's the reason why he's the head coach. And some of us are not. The reason why I wanted to play that is this exactly. This is the exact reason. It's okay to criticize the coach. That's what we're supposed to do as fans and, you know, journalists or whatever, beat writers, whatever people want to call themselves, and just general fans. That's what we're supposed to do. But the fact of the matter is, there's always a rhyme and reason to everything. We don't have to agree. And it's funny to hear Tomlin even go that far because Tomlin normally doesn't even give you that much of a nugget. Tomlin threw a couple bones in there. He basically said, man, stop criticizing everything I do and let me coach. If you could do better, you would be in this position. Let me be the coach. You're going to agree with me or you're going to disagree with me. It is what it is. I don't care. I do what I think is best for the team to win. Now, again, as fans, I'm not saying that we all supposed to wave the pom-poms and agree, but I love that little piece right there. To me, it made perfect sense after he explained it, why he did that. Because I even questioned, like, whoa, I might would have called a timeout there. Whoa, I might not have, might have declined that penalty. But did you hear what he said? The man said, and we will never really hear Tomlin say this. Let me tell y'all what he said really, really quick. He said that team wanted to stay on schedule. Okay, and he jokingly said, I wanted to see why they, was so hesitant to be in 3rd and long. Then he said, yeah, I'm just joking. I know exactly why they didn't want to be in that situation. Basically saying they didn't trust Blake Bortles. And we as a coaching staff knew that. So we going to make him beat us. Or like he said, we need a splash play. We need to get the ball back. Back them up, make them pass, which you would think they would do. Get the ball back or get some splash. Or like Tomlin said, we knew they was running the football. So in his eyes and the way the coaching staff handled that, it was perfect. Now for us watching, we might not have agreed of it in the heat of the moment, but I just play that, man, just to say, guys, sometimes we got to fall back and let the coach coach. We ain't always going to agree with him or any of those guys. Butler, Fichtner, because there was a couple times that, I'm going to talk about Fichtner in a second. But it is what it is. All we can do is just, give our feedback, chop it up here, give our criticism. But listen, man, you're not going to agree with everything coaches do. But I think that little piece there that he just said was absolutely great. I enjoyed it. And he basically let everybody know, we know what we're doing. We have our plan. It's either going to work or it ain't going to work. So stop acting like this man can't coach. And stop acting like he doesn't have a handle of the situation. Stop acting like he doesn't have the handle on the team. Stop acting like the man ain't just won 6 straight games. Stop acting like the team doesn't always get better after the bye for the most part, second half of the season. No, I'm not waving the pom-poms for Tomlin, but I think the man is a great coach, and I just get tired of seeing so many fans that I even converse with from time to time criticize him so badly, like he's doing the worst job ever. I'm just not on board with that. So there you have it. Anyway, let's talk about Randy Fichtner and what I didn't like. Fichtner, that little shovel pass and the little, quick pass option is cute. We got to stop doing that because, again, I'm going to show it to you guys here on the All-22. Their defense knew it was coming, and they played it very well. They took Vance McDonald. They took Vance McDonald out to play, and Ben had to improvise. They did a great job defensively taking the options away because I think they knew that play was coming. We've ran that a lot. We've run it with Juju, or we run it with Vance McDonald. I've seen us run it one or two times with Jesse James, and I did notice that in this particular instance they didn't run the motion with AB, so it might have looked different, but the defense was ready for it. So Fichtner, we gotta find another play that's our cute play, the play that we like to keep in the tuck, because it's out the tuck right now. Okay, so that's some quick criticism right there. Let's stop going to the well, even though, hey, it worked. Ben scored, but Ben had to make that happen. So let's get into the All-22, guys. What's our time right now? Where we at? Time check. 19 minutes so far, so we might go a little extra tonight. But anyway, let's pull up the All-22, and guys, I got to be honest with you. I got to make a confession. I've been so busy ripping and running, I didn't have a chance to find the plays that I actually want to show. So we're doing this all on the fly. I know you guys don't mind. I'm honest, open and honest with y'all. This is all on the fly. We're just going to try to find a few plays here that we want to look at. Excuse me. So the Jags get the ball first. Blake Bortles incomplete. Let me see. Where do I want to start out? Let's take a look at this. Here's another thing, Fichtner. I know we've asked for it a lot. Take a look at what's going to happen here. Ben gets stuffed on the quarterback sneak. Now, when Todd Haley was there, let's pause it real quick. We all have been crying for it. Where's the sneak? Where's the sneak? Ben should be able to sneak. Tom Brady's sneaking. Tom Brady's 40+ years old. Why Big Ben can't sneak? I mean, they call him Big Ben. Can't he use that big body to sneak? The man is 6'5", 200+ pounds. Why can't he sneak? Where's the sneak? That's all we've been asking about, right? Take a look at this. Fichtner. Once again. Now, I ain't going to put this on Fichtner because Ben might have called this play. Let's stop going to the well so much. Take a look. Let's look at it from this angle. Ben choked up right there. Y'all saw that? Now, again, I ain't going to criticize it. I mean, you see somebody right over top of you, but the hole right there is right there. Fight your way in there. He took the wrong gap. Now, he probably wouldn't have, let's be honest, let's be fair. Jack might be able to get him, but I don't know. I think Ben would be able to. Let me play this one more time and I'll show you guys. There's a crease right there. There's going to be a crease that opens up. Watch. Right there. That may have been enough for Ben to fall forward and get the first down. Went to the well one too many times. Didn't work that time. All right. So let's go look at another third down situation here. 3rd and 6. And this is on our second drive. Let's see what happens on this play. Come on, Vance. Come on, Vance. However, ain't nobody open. Y'all really see what's happening here? Ain't nobody open. Nobody's open. Not sure I really like those route combinations here because every single route, for the most part, is behind the sticks. Y'all see that? Look, this is the closest guy to the sticks. None of these guys are running to the sticks except for right here on this slant pattern. And it looks like, you know, Ben didn't feel confident with that because he's immediately looking at Vance McDonald. Let's take a look at it again, right? Bouye doing a great job. I believe this is Ramsey over here cheating on this side. Now, thing is, the design of this play, actually, now that I take a closer look at it, this may have actually worked because his intentions right here is to block. So I think Vance McDonald gets that first down if he catches the football. Come on, Vance. Let's take a look at it again. So I take that back. That was a relatively decent call. Safe call at that. Bruh, if you get this, come on, Vance. It hits your hands, bro. You got to catch it. You get this, that's a first down. Because you're going to get a block. Vance is probably going to get the first down there. All right? So let's look at a couple other things. Let's look at the gouging that these guys started to do on us. Take a look at a few of these plays. Then we'll get out of here, man. We'll talk, see what you guys got to talk about. All right. Let's see what happened here. Love these camera angles, man. I wish I had some better ones. Look at this. Great blocking. Alu unable to make the tackle right there. Sean Davis affects him just enough, and I love how Vince Williams comes over the top. But, whoo, look at that. Gave him a little forearm shiver right there. But, guys, man, we got to be better at the point of attack right here against the run. Look at this. We didn't get any penetration. He came off of his block. Nice cutback by Fournette. It's going to happen sometimes, guys. It's going to happen sometimes. But let's get into the second quarter, because I think the second quarter was when them boys was really toting that thing. Let me see. 11 yards, 11 yards. Yeldon. Well, let's take a look at another run really quick. 11-yard run by Hyde. Then we'll go take a look at some of the big plays in the game, and then we'll be up out of here as far as the all-22. So let's see what this one is all about. Again, y'all see that? No push. No push. Come on, Pusha T. No push. Look at this. Got to be better. Now I understand Stephon Tuitt was out. Got to be better than this. Let's look at it again. You got both linebackers crowding the line. You got Morgan Burnett. Look at this. I mean, come on, man. We got to do better than this. We got to do better than this. And look at the safety net. Sean Davis has been playing good football, folks, whether y'all like him or hate him. Once again, no push. Look at the offensive line. He manhandled it. How is somebody... Look at this. Look at this. Look at number 93 for you guys that don't know. That's Big Dan McCullers. How is he getting pushed around? How? I mean, just pushed completely out of the play. What's he doing out there? Like, what is he reading? Let me look back and look at Dan. What are you reading? You're supposed to... Oh, okay, he's going with the flow of traffic. Okay, so his recognition wasn't quite there. But still, no push. Look at Alu just getting dealt with. Can't do that, man. We gotta cramp this run game, put the clamps back on it. All right, so let's fast forward, guys. We're going to get all the way to the third quarter here. And we're going to take a look at some of these last plays, and then we're going to be out, ladies and gentlemen. We'll talk a little bit about the upcoming game. And then after that, see what you guys got. And we up out of here. We're going to go a little past 30 minutes, man, but don't get used to that. Don't get comfortable with that. So let's take a look at this play here. This was the touchdown to AB. Outstanding play by AB. That's all individual effort right there. Individual effort. Because I refuse to believe, let's look at it again from this angle, then we'll look at the other angle. I refuse to believe that the route combination is really that, where he stops for that long It could be. Now, it could be. It could very well be a hard stop and go. But that was absolutely wonderful. And AB is going to put the brakes on. Whoop! Do the Chris Berman on him. And we get into the end zone. So let's take a look at it from this angle. It still doesn't show me what I wanted to see. So let's go back to this angle here. So we can see exactly what happened. So watch Jalen Ramsey, because Jalen Ramsey is really the key to this whole situation. He's playing outside. This appears to be, this looks like possible, let me see what this is. This might be quarters coverage. Yeah, that might be quarters, because I don't see anybody playing in the flats. But this guy's playing, I don't know what he was doing. Look like quarters. 3 linebackers. Yeah, this looks like my possible cover 4. Maybe a cover 6. Yeah, because this guy stays out here in kind of like a mid-flat area. That might be a cover 6. But look at what happens. He's going to jump down. Safety comes down. Safety comes down. And as soon as, and this is the intelligence of AB. AB reads it, feels the safety coming down, vacates the field. But look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Switzer is literally waving at Ben. Like, throw it. So we had open guys all over the place. And Ben looked it off. He looked at Switzer and then threw it deep to AB. Complete breakdown in the coverage right there. That's why I can't tell quietly what happened. It looked like at first it might have been a cover 4, but I think it turned into a 6. Not 100% sure. I just know there was a blown coverage right there, and AB is off to the races. All right, so let's get into the fourth quarter. We're going to show you some of the biggest plays, man. Some of the biggest plays. My boy Juju. Juju Smith-Schuster. Let me find Juju. Juju made some key plays in this game. Where is he? I'm trying to find it. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Might be further down here. Yeah, hold on. So that was the last drive. I think it was the one before that. Well, I'll just show one because we all know that he made some big plays here. This is the one on Bouye. Beautiful play, man, by Schuster. Watch this. Nice stop and go. Ben throws the back shoulder fade, and Juju goes up and gets that thing. Beautiful stuff, man. I think we're going to get the angle we want to see here, hopefully. They gave Ben decent time. Ben did the little shoulder roll pump fake. And please show us the catch. Yeah, we're going to see it, I think, here. Look at Juju. Juju a man out there, man. That's not an easy catch, folks. That's not an easy catch. If you guys remember some years back, that's the Wes Welker catch that he was attempting to make that he dropped in that Super Bowl. And Tom Brady's wife went crazy. I think it was a Super Bowl. It was a playoff game. And I remember then saying, look, Welker makes these type of catches, but that's still not an easy catch. This is not an easy catch, folks. Not at all. Juju is a man. All right, so let's show one more play here. We're going to show the last one. Now watch this, guys. This is very important. Look at this. Let's pause it. The play is supposed to go here to Vance McDonald. We've run this several times. You have an option here. AB being your number 1 receiver, okay? So we have your option 1, option 2 is your number 2 receiver technically in this situation because of the formation would be James Conner. But then you have Vance McDonald coming across the formation, and he's going to look inside and he's going to throw this shuffle. But watch this guy right here and watch him. Okay, watch this guy right here. He was like, oh, no, 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 I've seen this before. Kind of takes that away. Okay? Now, he was on, he's still not quite there, but he affected it enough. Look, put his arms out, kind of boxed him out enough to deter Ben's decision. So it's taken away. So at this point, there's nobody open. So Ben says, I got to take it for myself, finds the crease, uses that big body, puts his head down, and does his best, runs into Matt Fowler, and gets into the end zone. So let's take a look again really, really quick from this angle. And then you can really see the defensive player, how he played this thing. Check it out. Attacks Foster. Look, blocks that off. And then it's just Ben one-on-one. And Matt Fowler almost foiled that. And we get the touchdown. So there you have it, man. Just some key components, key plays there in the game, man, that were pivotal. You got to love it, man. And the Steelers get the win. So anyway, let's get into, let me see, where we at, guys, as far as time. Ooh, we're at 33 minutes, so I'm going to hurry this thing up. Facing the Denver Broncos, we got to be very, very careful, guys. It's the same situation pretty much as we were facing with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Okay, they are 4-something team, 4-6, something like that. But listen, they still got defense, and we got injuries. We need to pay attention to Matt Fowler and see how he's going to come along. If he can't go, and if Marcus Gilbert still can't go, we're down another man on the offensive line. And what does that mean for us? Okay? Anthony Chickillo, we got to watch him, because now if he can't go, guys, we're very thin on the outside. I mean, is that, a Daney? Are we going to finally bring him up and give him some work? Tomlin kind of mentioned that a little bit. He said, we'll see. Or will it be Keon Adams or, Farrington Hoonigan? I don't know. All I know is we're very thin in that area, so we got to pay attention to that. We got to see if Tuitt will be back. Okay? So there's a couple important pieces right there. And there's a couple other guys, dealing with some things, but we definitely got to keep an eye out on Fowler, Gilbert, Tuitt, and Anthony Chickillo. Okay, we definitely got to pay attention to that. And facing the Broncos, man, what we really got to do is just go up there and try to play the best style of football that we can. I say go up tempo a little bit, because you definitely gotta try to tire out Von Miller if you can, and make him work extremely hard. Get an extra guy in there, chip him, or keep the back inside. But if you do that, that limits the dump off and things like that. But we need to do a lot of checking and chipping on Von Miller. Let's not forget the young kid Chubb up there. That he has some decent sacks so far this year. They still have a stout defense, man. Their linebackers are still pretty decent, with Marshall being the main component. And then I'm not really familiar with their secondary anymore, outside of, Chris Harris Jr. We know what AB did to him a few years back. So I'm not really concerned by them, but they are a type of team that could mess around and beat us, because the inevitable is going to happen, guys. We're on a 6-game win streak. It's going to happen at some point. So what you would hope for is it's not a Denver game. You would hope that it wasn't the Jacksonville game, and you would hope it's not Oakland. If anything, you would expect the losses to come from games like perhaps the Chargers, perhaps the Saints, perhaps the Patriots. So we'll see how that goes. So again, you're on a 6-game win streak. You're on the road again, going out to Denver. It's going to be tough to get it done. I'm curious to see how we look in this particular outing, and I hope we have some of our guys back. But I think, man, again, offensively, we really just got to keep the up-tempo going. Try to no-huddle them as much as you can and not allow that pass rush to get going. Maybe even this might be the game to throw a few more screens and things like that. So we'll see how that goes. But outside of that, man, try to control the tempo. I'm not afraid of Case Keenum, even though Case Keenum can do some things. He's talented. Not overly afraid of him. I like the little running backs that Broncos have. The Philip Lindsay kid. And there's another guy out there that does some pretty decent things. Not really afraid of their receivers. I mean, we know where Emmanuel Sanders is going to give you. I think we have faced off against a more talented teams already, you know, so I don't fear the Broncos, but we can't overlook them as well. You know, they did just get a win in the division against the Chargers, which, cool, that might help us, you know, in terms of playoff time. You know, we'll see. So there you have it. That's all I really got on that. Let me turn to you guys so we can get in and get out. I don't see any requests for callers tonight, so we're going to go directly to the chat. So I'm looking at it live right now, guys, so fire away so I can answer some questions or comment to some things. I'm going to scroll up and see what some of you guys are saying in the meantime. I saw somebody say they're not impressed with anybody on Kansas City. Kansas City is soft. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I would go that far to say that. I mean, their defense isn't that good. We know that. They can get some plays here and there, but they're, you know, what I saw in that game last night, and what a game that was, I had mixed feelings, you know, 54-51. But there was defensive plays. That's the craziest thing. There was good defense played in those games, turnovers and such, and, you know, touchdowns defensively, and Aaron Donald showing the beast that he can be. But it's just crazy to see teams score that many points. And that's today's NFL. So that's another thing I wanted to say real quick while I'm waiting for you guys' comments. You know, yeah, are we becoming one of the best balanced teams? I mean, look at some of the best teams. Their defense is allowing a whole lot of points, you know, and somehow the Steelers have creeped into being one of the teams that's on the higher end of things. I think we went into that game at number 8 overall. So, very interesting. Javon Hargrave had a great game. He was stout on Sunday. Yes, he was, Jesse Williams. And again, man, I apologize for not. I'm going to start charting some of these things, man. And I might even start asking you guys, you know, on the post-game show, what plays you want me to kind of find and show on the All-22. Because, you know, it's a lot of stuff that I forget about. I wanted to show some of Hargrave's sacks, you know, looking at what he did playing for Tuitt, playing in sub-package. Now that's a rotational piece. Maybe we can find ways to get him back on the field instead of, you know, having Alualu being the rotational guy. You know, maybe if Tuitt or Cam Hayward needs to be spelled while we're in sub-package, throw Hargrave in there. I mean, he looked good out there and got 2 sacks to boot. So, really like what he did there. Grayson Brown says, personally, I'm not. This team is the same offense we played last year, just with Mahomes. Mahomes is the difference. Yeah, man, you know, Kansas City, you just got to be careful because they can strike so fast. Roland Young says, the Hawk, that stat about Watt just got me thinking, what Super Bowl Steelers team didn't have at least one dominant outside linebacker? Interesting. Very interesting point. Nelson James says, who is our biggest threat in our division? I mean, you would have to go with the Ravens. You know, Cincinnati, I don't want to say they're not a threat, but, you know, Cincinnati just can't seem to get it together when they need to. The Ravens is still one of those teams that I think is dangerous. You know, they still have the capability to win or to beat us just because of the familiarity. So I would say it would have to be the Ravens at the moment, even though I don't really fear them at the moment either. Kenya says the defense has scored 21 points last night. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It might not have looked like a lot of defense, but there was some defense played out there. BSG74 said Jesse James has disappeared in the pass game. Well, you got to understand, Vance McDonald is basically, he's the guy right now in terms of tight end. Jesse's only coming in the game when we're in a, you know, like a 12 personnel type of situation, man, where it's 2 tight ends. So, I mean, or 12 or 22. Yeah, I don't know. I get the numbers confused, but I always get my mind rattled. But y'all know what I'm saying is the double tight end set. That's really the only time you're going to see Jesse James. And Jesse James just, you know, he's just been the guy that, well, I won't say he's disappeared. I mean, we got to think back to, you know, a couple weeks ago when we found Jesse James on that deep pass, you know, down the sideline. You know, he's just not as visible as you once remember because now Vance McDonald is the more go-to guy. He's more, and you know, he's getting more snaps than Jesse James. So there you have it. Grayson says, yo, Juju is for real, man. He with the defense won that game for us, and the Steelers need to establish the run every game for success. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Say it, Sim. The Bengals are not a threat. Yeah, I don't trust the Bengals, man. I'm not scared of them at all. Not scared of them at all. We go back up. Eli Coolin says, Hargrave, a pass rusher that knows he isn't much of a run stuffer. McCullough's job if he wasn't so soft. That would be McCullough's job. Yeah, I don't get it, man. And it's funny because this year we've seen McCullough's get some pressure up the middle too. So, but he's inconsistent. Very inconsistent in that regard. Lydell Dorsey says, if Ramsey was to be traded in the offseason, would y'all give 2 first-rounders for him? No, not 2 first-rounders. That's easy for me to say. Absolutely not 2 first-rounders. I mean, I love Ramsey, but you can never pass up opportunities to get good players and get good young players and, you know, groom them yourself. So 2 first-rounders is a little steep. Now, a first-rounder in another round, possibly, maybe, because Ramsey is proven in the league. But, yeah, that's a tough one. Leonard says, offensive line did not play well. You know what? I want to hear what you guys think about that. I actually disagree with Leonard on the offensive line not playing well. Here's the reason why. I saw a lot of plays where they gave Ben a well enough time, right? But then also you have to consider who we were playing. I mean, here's the thing. And I'm not just saying this to you, Leonard. I'm just saying this in general for all of us. There are going to be games where our offensive line might not look that great because they're playing against other, you know, formidable opponents. There's going to be games where our offensive line isn't opening up as many holes on the run. There's going to be games where our defensive line doesn't look that good. There's going to be games where Ben Roethlisberger is having a difficult time because of the coverage and the matchups that he's seeing out there. We can't expect, like, we've said the offensive line has played great all year. So they have one game that we gave up a few sacks. Now they're not playing well. Now, I understand what you're saying, but, you know, we had this conversation Sunday. I don't think they had a bad game. If you look at it play for play for play, I don't think they had a bad game. You know, they gave up some plays. Matt Fowler, you know, gave up a bad sack. He's a backup guy. But you also have to give credit to that defensive line of the Jaguars. Like, we can't act like we're supposed to go in there and just be stout all the way through. Though we did do a pretty good job against the Ravens, you know, and other defenses that can get after you. It just, you know, style, and Leonard knows this because, so, you know, for some of you guys that don't know, you know, Leonard was a professional boxing trainer. You know, just to put some of his news out there, he was and then, you know, a lot of trainers, I mean, a lot of boxers that you guys would know that Leonard has either known, worked with, or trained, right? So he knows this as well as anyone else. Styles make fights. You know, Jacksonville, at the way they're currently constructed, just seems to be a not so good matchup for the Pittsburgh Steelers in terms of matchup to matchup, man to man. They bowled very well with us defensively versus our offense. You know, so that's just how it goes. BSG74 said the secondary created no room for our wide receivers to get open, and the Jaguars got to bend more than ever. Yeah, man. I mean, yeah. I mean, you got to give them some credit. You know what I mean? I mean, them dudes was locking guys up in the secondary, and the O-line can't hold up forever. Kenya says, I agree, Sam. The O-line played well. That was Jacksonville playing to their potential. Yeah. He said that was them playing to their potential, actually. Fully agree. The Jags, they still have that same defense. 9 out of 11 starters. So let's not poo-poo them so fast just because their record was or is what it is. Yeah, you're right, Tony. Jaguars have a stud defense, man. So there you have it. Well, guys, I think we're going to go ahead and let her go. We're at 46 minutes, so we're well over the time. The only thing that, you know, I allowed myself to go a little past 30 minutes now is because my wife is actually around the corner visiting her mother at Leonard's house. So, You know, I'm not in any rush per se to get back upstairs and enjoying the family. So I guess we can go ahead and get out of here. Let me see what else you guys got really, really quick. Jesse Williams says they have Campbell, Malik Jackson, and Ngoonway, I think is how he pronounces his name. I don't know if you spelled it right. I don't know if I spelled it right. And I think it's NG. So it's some weird spelling, but it's Ngoonway, I think his name is. But I know exactly who you're talking about. Kenyon says for at least the first 3 quarters until they busted coverage when AB got the touchdown. Facts. Grayson says Jacksonville is a copy of the Steelers thanks to Tom Coughlin. And ever since he copied the Steelers in 1995, the Jags have been a thorn in Pittsburgh's side. Those are also facts. You know, Tom Coughlin has definitely, like you said, you know, he's shown what he can do when he's in a Jacksonville organization. So I absolutely agree with that. The Hawk says, I don't think Ben forced the picks. 1 was bad, but the 2 by Ramsey were just really good plays. Thank you, Hawk. Thank you. See, this is why we do this. You guys always remind me of stuff. I knew I wanted to show that play. I showed the one when he got, I don't remember what quarter it was in. It might have been the second or so when Ramsey got Ben. And I'm glad you said that, man, because once I was able to sit down and watch the game, then I had to take back what I said when I was thinking that Ben forced it. Now, he did force a couple, but this play right here, it's amazing that I found it so fast. Watch this. Watch Ramsey. Ramsey's going to actually come off of his coverage because I had watched this play before. But watch this. Heck of a play by Ramsey. Look what he did here. Ramsey recognizes this early. And this looks like that same defense they ran earlier. Right? So Ramsey is supposed to go with whoever's vertical. He gets on his horse. He appears to be open, but look at this. That's just a heck of an effort by Jalen Ramsey. That's not a force to AB, because remember, this route is typically open against not so good personnel. Ben should have threw this ball way earlier, though. Throw it a little earlier, because the safety vacates the area because he's jumping underneath, based off of the zone coverage they're running here. So this looks like this might be an invert. Yeah, this is an invert coverage, if I'm not mistaken. Because it's not like he reads this so fast. He's taking the flat, and Jalen Ramsey's going deep. Doesn't look like your typical cover 3. This looks like an invert. Because even look at how he's running. I think this is cover 6. Could be off, guys, but I think that's what that is. Cover 6 inverted looks like. But look at how he gets on his horse. Ben either needs to throw this early. This needs to be a quick hitter. But Ben is always looking for the deep shot. Remember that. Ben needs to be bam right now. Throw him open. You got him. But see, Ben is probably reading this guy. So he wants to make sure that he doesn't go back there. But what you need to do, bam. And he made the decision relatively quick. But if he hits him right now and throw it like right in this area, you got him. And even with this throw, if you put it out in front of AB a little more, if you throw it up here, perhaps, and hindsight is 20/20, but that's what happened. Jalen Ramsey just made a heck of a play right there. And Jalen Ramsey shows everybody why he's a dog. And let's look at it from this angle. And even the other one that he threw to AB in the end zone, he kind of forced that one, but Ramsey made a heck of a play. But look, Yeah, if Ben leads this ball upfield, you know, he kind of throws it to AB instead of leading it. Y'all see that? Watch the trajectory of the ball and the angle it goes. He's kind of throwing it to AB. So he allows Ramsey the time to get to it. If he throws this ball, let me pause it right about here. If he throws the ball here, Ramsey can't get there. Again, nobody is faster than the football field, folks. I mean, football field. Nobody's faster than the football on the field. If Ben throws that ball correctly, he threw it right to AB. Like he threw it to him instead of leading him. And maybe he didn't quite see Ramsey breaking on it. I don't know. You know, he might have just saw, let me see, where's Ramsey when he lets the ball go? We can't tell. Let's go back here. When he lets the ball go, yeah, Ramsey's trailing him. So, Ben, you got to throw this a little, you know, throw it here or in this area. You got him. You know, because that guy, that safety ain't going to get there. He kind of throws it behind AB. If he puts it right on the money, that could have been 6 of them things. So, there you have it. There you have it, guys. Kenya says, Ben threw it a little behind AB, which allowed Ramsey to make a spectacular interception. Hey, round of applause, man. And Kenyon is right. The placement was off on, you know what, Kenyon? So y'all gonna make me do it, man. Y'all gonna make me do it. This one was just bad. Let me show this real quick, and then we'll show the one in the end zone. This one was just, ugh. Now, this was a force. And he just completely missed. This is a force because, look at this. Let me back it up. I'm trying to pause it. Look at this. Ben gets pressured. Right? You know, he gets pressured, and he's just trying to throw it to an outlet. And the reason why I said he forced it to AB is because, you know, he's trying to get it there. I won't necessarily say he forced it, but he just made a bad throw on the run. That you ain't going to get an easier interception than that. All right? Now, I'm going to find the other one, which I believe, guys, was in the, I think this was somewhere in the third. Let me find it. Oops. Somewhere here in the third. I think it was here. Bad placement once again. All right. Let me speed it up a little bit. All right, look at the placement of that ball. Look at where the ball ends up. Bad placement. Now we'll look at it from this angle because you'll probably be able to see it better. But again, and that's a tight throw to make. And the reason why it's a tight throw is because, you know, Ben's trying to fit it in there. And then listen, NFL quarterbacks can make that happen and beat this guy. But it's a tight throw, and he throws it again behind AB. He's not really placing it in the right spot. And it allows Jalen Ramsey to go right over the back, make an easy play because the ball is closer to him than it is to AB. Watch, let's show it to you again. And then we're going to bounce. Look at this. The ball is closer to Ramsey, and that's how Ramsey is able to knock it down. Knocks it down, knocks it to himself, and makes a heck of an interception. That kid is a dog, man. He's a dog. He is a dog. But all right, man, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, man. You guys got you said you can't see it? Huh? Oh, my bad, folks. My bad. Let me back it up some. Back it on up like a U-Haul truck. I thought I was showing y'all. There you go. Y'all can see it now. So let's do this once again. Look at the placement. Tight window, right? Very tight window. And again, NFL quarterbacks can make this throw. He's trying to beat this guy. He throws it before AB even turns around. But the placement is off. See how it's behind AB? Now, if you look at it from this angle, watch where the ball ends up. Look, it's closer to Ramsey than it is AB. Y'all see that? Look where the ball is. Ramsey is closer to Ramsey than anybody else. Ben's got to put that thing here. It's a lot of space and opportunity right there. So, 2 bad throws, trying to hit it to AB, and there you have it. 2 interceptions. So, there you go. All right, man. Let's go. Let's get out of here. And what Tony talking about, man? Tony saying, he probably said we're going to bust them bum. 6 sacks and a nose tackle got 2. Look how versatile Hargrave is. Absolutely. Yeah, they said, they telling Tony don't be looking ahead. Yeah, we can't look ahead, man. All we can do is pay attention to who we got going right now. We got the Broncos coming up. Let's see if we can get this win. And then after that is the Chargers, right? Back at home. So it's about to start getting thick. You know, we're definitely getting put through the ringer right now with having to go to Jacksonville, having to go to Denver, which again is not no poo-butt defense. All right, then have to come back and face the Chargers, which should be a pretty decent game right there. It's a losable game as well. You know, and then, I mean, it don't get no sweeter from there. Then we got to fly out to Oakland. Now, Oakland is what they are, but, you know, the travel could bother them. Who knows? But we'll see. We'll see. Right now, the Steelers are sitting pretty 7-2-1, sitting pretty good right now. They've kind of separated yourself pretty decent in the division. So we'll see, man. If they can, again, if they can get to at least 10 wins, which I think 10-5-1 wins the division, then we'll see what happens from there. If they can do better than that, hey, you know, if the Steelers can go mess around and be 13-2-1, that would be great too. So who knows? We'll see. But outside of that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. Tony's texting me. Oh, okay. Tony was telling me that they couldn't see. Y'all couldn't see the all 22. I think y'all did see it eventually. But all right, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, man. Don't forget, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification button. Hit the like button. And we'll definitely catch you the next time on Terrible Towel Tuesday. All right? See you guys on Sunday following the game. Peace.